The apartment in 4B. Marcus found the apartment listing at 2 a.m., 3 days before his eviction. Studio apartment, $400/month, utilities included, immediate move-in, no credit check, 4B, $400. In downtown Seattle, that alone should have been a red flag, but Marcus was desperate. His freelance graphic design work had dried up, his savings were gone, and sleeping in his car during November in Seattle was a death sentence. He called the number. A man answered on the first ring, voice raspy like he'd been awake for days. "You're calling about 4B? Yeah, is it still available? It's always available." A pause. "Can you be here in an hour at 2 a.m.? The apartment doesn't show well during the day. Trust me, 1 hour, come alone." The man gave an address and hung up. Marcus sat in his car, staring at his phone. Every instinct screamed this was a scam, a mugging setup, something worse. But $400, immediate move-in, no credit check. He drove to the address. The building was old, brick, wedged between a closed Vietnamese restaurant and a tattoo parlor. 6 stories, fire escapes zigzagging down the facade, windows dark except for a few scattered lights. The kind of place that had probably been nice in the 1940s and had been declining ever since. A man waited by the front door, thin, maybe 60, wearing a janitor's uniform. His eyes were bloodshot, his hands shaking slightly. "Marcus, that's me. I'm Tom, building super." He unlocked the door. "Before we go up, I need to tell you the rules. Rules for 4B, these aren't negotiable. Break them and you're out. No refund." Tom pulled out a laminated card from his pocket and handed it over. Marcus read by the dim hallway light. Rules for apartment 4B. Never open the door after midnight, no matter who knocks or what they say. Keep all mirrors covered between sunset and sunrise. Do not investigate sounds from the walls. If you see someone standing in the corner of your bedroom, close your eyes and count to 30. The bathtub drain must be kept covered when not in use. Do not speak to or acknowledge the woman in the wedding dress. If the lights flicker 3 times, leave the apartment immediately and do not return until morning. Marcus looked up. Is this a joke? Do I look like I'm joking? Tom's expression was dead serious. "Look, I don't know what's in that apartment. I don't want to know, but it's been sitting empty for 3 months because the last 4 tenants didn't follow the rules. One ended up in the psych ward, one just disappeared, the other 2 broke their leases and ran, and you're renting it again." Owner insists, says the apartment is fine, tenants are the problem. Tom shrugged. "I'm just the super. I show it. I collect rent. I enforce the rules. You want it or not." "Because I got 2 other people coming to see it tomorrow, and at this price, someone's always desperate enough." Marcus thought about his car, the Seattle rain, November cold. "I want to see it first." Smart man. "Follow me." They climbed 4 flights of stairs. The building was quiet, too quiet. No TV sounds, no conversations, nothing. Just their footsteps echoing in the stairwell. The 4th floor hallway was long, narrow, with peeling wallpaper and flickering fluorescent lights. 4 doors, 4A, 4B, 4C, 4D. Tom stopped at 4B, last chance to walk away. "Just open it." Tom unlocked the door and stepped back, letting Marcus enter first. The apartment was normal, small studio, maybe 400 square feet. Kitchen area with old appliances, a bathroom, 1 main room with a window overlooking the street. Hardwood floors that needed refinishing, walls that needed paint, but clean, livable, and absolutely nothing supernatural about it. "Seems fine," Marcus said. "It always does." Tom pointed at the mirror above the bathroom sink. "That needs to be covered every night." "I'll give you a curtain and see that corner." He gestured to the far corner of the main room where shadows gathered despite the overhead light. "That's where she stands, the woman. Don't look at her. Don't acknowledge her. Just count to 30 with your eyes closed and she'll be gone. You've seen her once when I was fixing a radiator in here, made the mistake of making eye contact. Tom's hands were shaking worse now. I don't go in this apartment after dark anymore." Not for anything, Marcus walked through the space, checking the bathroom, the kitchen, the closet. Everything was old but functional, no visible mold, no obvious structural issues, just an outdated apartment that should cost 3 times what they were asking. Why so cheap? Because people don't stay, and the owner's tired of turnover. He figures $400 for a month is better than $0 for 3 months while it sits empty. Tom pulled out a lease. You want it? I need first month's rent, cash. You can move in tonight. Marcus looked at the rules card again. 7 simple rules. Just follow 7 simple rules, and he had a roof over his head for $400 a month. What happens if I break a rule? I don't know. Like I said, 1 psych ward, 1 disappearance, 2 broken leases. Take your pick. Tom checked his watch. It's 3 a.m. now. You've got 9 hours before sunset. Plenty of time to move your stuff in and get the mirrors covered. Marcus pulled out his wallet. $400 in cash. Literally all the money he had left. I'll take it. Moving in took 2 hours. Marcus didn't have much. Clothes, laptop, air mattress, a few boxes of possessions. By 5 a.m., he was settled in, exhausted, ready to sleep. But first, the rules. He covered the bathroom mirror with the dark curtain Tom had provided. It was thick, heavy, impossible to see through. He checked the bathtub drain, covered with a metal stopper. He read through the rules one more time, committed them to memory, and finally collapsed on his air mattress. He slept until 2 p.m., waking to weak November sunlight filtering through the window. The apartment looked different in daylight. Smaller, shabbier, but normal. No mysterious shadows, no sense of wrongness, just a cheap apartment in an old building. Marcus spent the day setting up his workspace, updating his portfolio website, sending out job applications. By 6 p.m., the sun was setting and he remembered mirrors covered between sunset and sunrise. He checked the bathroom, curtains still in place. Good. At 7 p.m., he heated up ramen on the ancient stove and ate while scrolling through Netflix on his laptop. At 9 p.m., he tried to work on a logo design but couldn't focus. The apartment was too quiet. No neighbors, no street noise, just silence broken occasionally by the building's old pipes groaning. At 10 p.m., he heard the first sound from the walls, scratching, soft, rhythmic, like fingernails on the other side of the drywall, moving slowly from the kitchen area toward the main room. Marcus remembered Rule 3, do not investigate sounds from the walls. He put in earbuds, turned on music, and tried to ignore it. Scratching continued for 20 minutes, then stopped. At 11:30 p.m., he prepared for bed, checked the mirrors, covered, checked the drain, covered, checked his phone for the time. 11:47 p.m., 13 minutes until midnight. 13 minutes until Rule 1 applied. Never open the door after midnight, no matter who knocks or what they say. Marcus brushed his teeth, difficult with the mirror covered, changed into sleep clothes, and lay down on his air mattress. He set his phone alarm for 6 a.m. and closed his eyes. At 12:03 a.m., someone knocked on his door. 3 soft knocks. Pause. 3 more. Marcus's eyes snapped open. His phone screen glowed. 12:03 a.m. after midnight. He lay perfectly still, barely breathing. Another knock. Harder this time, then a voice. Marcus, are you in there? It's Tom. I need to check your radiator. Building emergency. It sounded exactly like Tom. Same raspy voice, same cadence. Marcus, I know you're new, but this is important. Radiator's leaking in 4C. Need to make sure yours isn't compromised. Just open up for a minute. Marcus gripped his blanket. Rule 1, never open the door after midnight, no matter who knocks, no matter what they say. Marcus, come on, I can hear you breathing. Just open the door. It'll take 30 seconds. The voice was getting agitated now, frustrated. You're being ridiculous. I'm the building super. I have keys. I'm trying to be respectful by knocking, but I can just let myself in. Marcus heard keys jingling on the other side of the door, metal sliding into the lock, but the door didn't open. The knocking stopped. The hallway went silent. Marcus counted to 60, then 70, then 100, nothing. No more knocking, no more voice. He didn't sleep for the rest of the night. At 6:15 a.m., with sunrise creeping through his window, Marcus opened his door carefully. The hallway was empty, normal. He went downstairs and found Tom in the basement, fixing a washing machine. Hey, Marcus said, did you come to my door last night, around midnight. Tom looked up, wrench in hand. Hell no, I don't go near 4B after dark. Why? Someone knocked, said they were you, needed to check the radiator. Tom's face went pale. You didn't open it, did you? No, followed the rules, good. Tom returned to his work, but his hands were shaking again. It does that, pretends to be people. Voices are always perfect. Could be me, could be your mother, could be the pizza guy. Doesn't matter. After midnight, you don't open that door. What is it? Don't know, don't want to know. Just follow the rules, Marcus. That's all you gotta do. The second night was worse. At 8 p.m., Marcus was working on his laptop when the lights flickered once. He tensed, then twice. He held his breath. The lights steadied, not 3 times, just 2. He exhaled slowly. At 10:30 p.m., he saw her for the first time. He'd been brushing his teeth mirror-covered, working by feel when he came back into the main room, and there she was, a woman in a wedding dress, standing in the far corner. She was facing the wall, motionless, the dress yellowed with age. He couldn't see her face, couldn't tell if she was young or old. Alive or something else. Rule 4. If you see someone standing in the corner of your bedroom, close your eyes and count to 30. Marcus squeezed his eyes shut and counted 1, 2, 3. He heard fabric rustling, footsteps getting closer. 8, 9, 10, breathing right next to him, cold air on his face. 15, 16, 17. A voice, barely a whisper. Why won't you look at me? 23, 24, 25. I've been waiting so long. Just look, just once. 28, 20, 9, 30. Marcus opened his eyes. The corner was empty. The woman was gone. He checked his entire apartment. Bathroom, closet, under the air mattress. Nothing, no one, but her voice echoed in his mind. Why won't you look at me? The pattern continued for 5 days. Every night, something knocked after midnight, using different voices. His mother, his ex-girlfriend, his best friend from college. Once, impossibly, his own voice from the hallway. Marcus, I'm locked out. Let me in. I'm you. This is so weird. Just open the door. Every night he saw the woman in the corner. Every night he closed his eyes and counted to 30. The scratching in the walls became more aggressive, not just fingernails now. Something larger, heavier, moving through spaces that shouldn't exist between the walls. On the 6th night, Marcus was in the bathroom when he heard the shower curtain move. He'd been washing his hands mirror-covered, drain-covered when plastic rings scraped across the rod. He spun around, the shower curtain was pulled back, and in the bathtub the drain cover was missing. Rule 5. Bathtub drain must be kept covered when not in use. Marcus stared at the open drain. He'd covered it. He knew he'd covered it. He checked it every day, multiple times. Now the metal stopper sat on the edge of the tub and the drain was open. A perfect black circle leading down into darkness. And from that darkness, something was climbing up. He could hear it, wet, slithering sounds, movement getting closer. Marcus grabbed the stopper and slammed it into the drain, twisting it tight. The sound stopped immediately. He backed out of the bathroom, closing the door, his heart hammering. Something in this apartment was testing him, learning, trying to make him break the rules. On the 7th night, Marcus was prepared. He'd bought duct tape reinforcement. He'd secured the drain cover, double-checked the mirrors, reviewed the rules obsessively. At 11 p.m., his phone rang. Unknown number. He answered. Hello, Marcus, it's Mom. His blood went cold. His mother had been dead for 3 years. I know you can hear me, baby. I need help. I'm outside your building. I'm confused. I don't know how I got here. Please, come down and help me. I'm so cold. Marcus hung up. Hands shaking, he checked the rules card. None of the rules mentioned phone calls. His phone rang again. Same number. He turned it off. At midnight exactly, the knocking started. But this time it wasn't at the door. It was coming from inside the walls, all around him. Dozens of hands knocking from every direction. Walls, ceiling, floor. The sound was deafening, rhythmic, maddening. The lights flickered once, twice. Marcus stood up, ready to run if they flickered a third time, but they didn't. The lights steadied. The knocking continued, getting louder, faster. More desperate. Then, in the far corner, the woman in the wedding dress appeared, but this time she was facing him. Her face was covered by a veil, but Marcus could see her mouth moving underneath, speaking words he couldn't hear over the knocking. Rule 4, close your eyes and count to 30. But He couldn't look away. Something about her was familiar, the shape of her shoulders, the way she tilted her head. The knocking stopped. Sudden, absolute silence. The woman lifted her veil, and Marcus saw his own face underneath. Not exactly his face. A feminine version, but unmistakably him. Same eyes, same nose, same expression of desperate longing. "Why won't you look at me?" she asked in his voice. "Why won't you acknowledge what you are?" Marcus slammed his eyes shut and started counting. 1, 2, 3. "You can't ignore me forever." His own voice said, "I'm part of you, the part you buried, the part you pretend doesn't exist." 8, 9, 10. "This apartment doesn't create us, it reveals us. Everything you're seeing, it's all you, Marcus. Your fears, your guilt. You're 15, 16. Hands grabbed his shoulders, ice cold, real. "Look at me." 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Marcus opened his eyes. The woman was gone, but in the mirror above the bathroom sink, the one he'd forgotten to cover when he used the bathroom earlier, he saw her reflection standing behind him, veiled down, wearing his face. She smiled. The lights flickered 3 times. Rule 7. If lights flicker 3 times, leave the apartment immediately and do not return until morning. Marcus ran. He spent the night in his car, parked outside a 24-hour diner, trying to make sense of what the woman had said. This apartment doesn't create us. It reveals us. At 6 a.m., with sunrise breaking over Seattle, he returned to the building. Tom was outside, smoking a cigarette. "You look like hell," Tom said. "I saw her, the woman in the wedding dress. She had my face." Tom nodded slowly, unsurprised. They usually do by the end. First week, she's just a woman. Second week, she starts looking familiar. Third week, she's you. That's when most people break. What is she? Best guess, this building is old, built in 1923. There was a fire in 1947, killed 9 people, then a murder in 1968. Another fire in 1989. This place has layers of trauma, of death, of things that didn't pass on. Tom took a long drag. 4B is the worst of it. Some apartments are just bad. This one's alive, and the rules keep you sane, keep you separate from it, but the apartment doesn't want you separate. It wants you to look, to acknowledge, to become part of whatever it is. Tom stubbed out his cigarette. You're at the 2-week mark. That's when it gets hardest. Most people break around day 15. What happens if you break? Psych ward guy, he stopped following the rules, started talking to the woman, arguing with her. Eventually, he couldn't tell what was real. They found him trying to climb into the bathtub drain, screaming that he needed to go back inside. And the one who disappeared, never found, but sometimes, late at night, I hear an extra voice in the walls. Marcus felt sick. So what do I do? Follow the rules, survive 30 days, then the worst of it passes. The apartment gets bored or satisfied or whatever. After 30 days, it's just a cheap apartment with quirks. Before 30 days, Tom shrugged. It's testing you. Marcus made it to day 28. 28 nights of knocking, 28 nights of seeing the woman with his face, 28 nights of sounds in the walls, covered mirrors, paranoia, and fear. But he followed the rules. Every single one obsessively, perfectly. On night 29, something changed at 11:55 p.m., 5 minutes before midnight. There was a soft knock at his door. Marcus checked his phone. 11:55 p.m., not midnight yet. The rules said never open after midnight, but it wasn't midnight. The knock came again. "Marcus, it's Tom. I know it's late, but I need to talk to you. It's important." About the apartment, Marcus approached the door, looking through the peephole. Tom stood in the hallway, the real Tom, as far as Marcus could tell. Same janitor's uniform, same tired expression. "Marcus, I can see your shadow under the door." "I know you're there, just open up. This'll take 2 minutes." 11:57 p.m. 3 minutes until midnight. "What do you need?" Marcus called through the door. "I need to show you something about the previous tenant. I found something in the basement. It's about what happened to them. You need to see it." 11:58 p.m. "Can it wait until morning?" "No. Owner's coming tomorrow to collect the files. This is your only chance." A pause. "Look, I'm trying to help you." You've made it to day 29. That's impressive, but there's something you need to know before day 30. Something about what happens after 11:59 p.m. 1 minute. Marcus, please. I'm risking my job telling you this. Just open the door. 12:00 a.m. midnight. Marcus stepped back from the door. Nice try. The voice on the other side changed, no longer Tom's raspy tone, but something else. Many voices overlapping, speaking in unison. You've learned. Good, but you can't stay in there forever. Eventually, you'll need to open this door. And we'll be waiting. The knocking stopped. Marcus slid down to the floor, exhausted. One more day, one more night. Then 30 days would be complete. He could do this. On day 30, Marcus woke up at noon feeling different, lighter. The apartment seemed brighter, less oppressive. He spent the day working, actually productive for the first time in weeks. He landed a freelance gig, enough to cover next month's rent and groceries. Things were looking up. As sunset approached, he covered the bathroom mirror out of habit, checked the drain, reviewed the rules, but something felt off. Different at 8 p.m., Tom knocked on his door. Marcus, it's Tom, daytime, you can open up. Marcus checked the peephole. Tom, looking normal, daylight still visible in the hallway windows. He opened the door. Tom smiled. Congrats. You made it. 30 days. You're one of 3 people who have ever lasted that long in 4B. So it's over. Mostly. The worst of it. Anyway, the apartment's accepted you? It'll still be weird. Noises, shadows, occasional knocks. But nothing like the first 30 days. Tom handed him a beer. Celebrate. You earned it. They drank on Marcus's air mattress, and for the first time in a month, Marcus felt almost normal. Tom left at 9 p.m. Get some sleep. You look like you need it. Marcus locked the door behind him and collapsed on his bed. He didn't check the mirrors. He didn't check the drain. He didn't review the rules. For the first time in 30 days, he just relaxed. At midnight, the knocking started, but this time, Marcus was confused. Tom said it was over. Tom said 30 days and the apartment would leave him alone. He got up, groggy, and walked to the door, looked through the peephole. Nobody there. The knocking continued, insistent. Who is it? Marcus called. It's me. A voice replied, his own voice. Let me in. I've been outside for 30 days. It's my turn inside. You had your chance. Now let me back in. Marcus's blood went ice cold. He looked down at his hands, solid, real. He looked at his reflection in the window, but the reflection wasn't moving right. It was smiling when he wasn't, standing straighter, looking confident. No, Marcus whispered, you stopped following the rules. His voice said from the hallway, you got comfortable, let your guard down, and the apartment doesn't like that. So we switched. You're out here now, I'm in there. That's how it works on day 31. The apartment keeps whoever follows the rules and discards whoever doesn't. Marcus ran to the bathroom, ripped down the curtain covering the mirror. In the reflection, he saw the apartment, his apartment, but he wasn't in it. The woman in the wedding dress was, but she didn't have his face anymore. She had no face at all, just a blank, smooth surface where a face should be, because Marcus wasn't inside anymore. He was. He looked around. The apartment looked the same, but wrong, too bright, too sharp, like he was seeing it through glass. He pressed his hand against the bathroom mirror. His hand went through. On the other side, he could see his apartment, his real apartment, and standing in the middle of it, wearing his face, his clothes, his life, was himself. The other Marcus. The one who'd been waiting in the hallway for 30 days. The one who'd followed the rules perfectly while Marcus got comfortable and stopped. The other. Marcus smiled at him through the mirror, raised a beer in salute, and covered the mirror with the curtain, and Marcus understood. He was the reflection now. He was the thing in the corner. He was the voice in the walls. And in 30 days, when the next tenant stopped following the rules, he'd be the one knocking on the door at midnight, begging to be let back in. The apartment always kept its occupants. It just changed which side of the mirror they lived on. The Andy Tom finds a new tenant the next week, tells them about the rules, warns them about the woman in the wedding dress, never mentions that sometimes, late at night, he hears someone knocking from inside the mirrors, using Marcus's voice, begging to be remembered. Claude is AI and can make mistakes. Please double-check responses.